Yeah, can you go get my drink, please? What's going on, everybody? If you're out there and you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. Everybody that's out there, welcome to the ranch, Bland's Promised Land Ranch. Can you hear me? Is there anybody out there? I see there's 7 folks, but I don't know if they can hear me. Can you hear me? Oh, there we go. We got some thumbs up. What's going on? So glad to see you guys. I see we got Grandpa's guitar. I guess that's Larry. Am I right? Okay, we got, let's see, gear grinding or grinding. Jeez, it was, man. I won't make a mistake like last week. It was supposed to be crochet. I jacked that word up all bad. Okay, English isn't my thing. All right, don't judge me. As you can tell, I don't have Monica here. You know how that goes. She doesn't like to come in until after we get started. So, time to shine. What's going on? So glad you're here with us. I got to hurry up and get some words in because Monica will be back in just a second. She's getting a drink, and she's going to take over the conversation. So I got to hurry up. Let's see who else we got here. Robert Lonis, what's going on? We got
Eric's Coffee. You're welcome.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. It's Monica, everybody. Welcome to Monica for making it. Adventures on the Homestead over there. Jim and Angela, what's going on? Robert Lonis again. Good to see you there. MT Homestead, what's going on? Mike and Terry. Let's see who else we got here. Grandpa Guitar, we got that. Broke Cowgirl Homestead, what's going on? Randy Cunningham, welcome. Lisa Kalovi, what's going on? So glad to see you. Scott with Rambling with the Brooms, what's going on? He's got an emoji of an ear, so I guess that means that he can hear me, or he can't hear me, and he's telling me to speak up. One of the two. Let's see what else we got. Troy, what's going on? Howdy to you, sir. Bar Run Forge. Sharon Bland. Mi Madre, a.k.a. Mom. That's who she is right there, Sharon Bland. What's going on, Mom? So glad you could jump in here. Tim, a.k.a. Tiny Tim Posey. What's going on? Blue Farm. It's Nikki. Thank you for putting your name in there, Nikki. I appreciate that because I will forget, especially without my better half not being here. Roy's Homestead Bees. What's going on? So glad you're here. Make sure everybody's saying hi to everybody. I don't know if there's any mods in here yet, but we would definitely. What's that? I'm going to start posting links. Okay, Monica's going to start posting links. So we got a great show tonight. Really excited about this. Brampton Gardner, what's going on? Glad that you're in here. Thank you for coming. Freehandly Made, Nisi, what's going on? Glad to see you. I always think about you for some reason. You were one of the sweetest ladies. Next time you get back to Texas, I got to find a way to maybe cross paths with you when you come to visit your fam. See, Mountain Grandma's in here, of course. She's going to be singing for us, everybody. This is going to be so awesome. I can't wait for tonight's show. I'm super excited about that. We got 20 people in here. Make sure you hit the thumbs up, like, subscribe, do all that jazz. If you know somebody that's a veteran, tonight is all about the veterans. That's what this show is about. So if you're not patriotic, you don't like the veterans, you don't like freedom, you don't like first responders, probably not a good spot to be in tonight. I want you to be here, but we're going to support our veterans today. And it just happened to be on our day of doing live. This is awesome. I can't wait. Hey, can you turn that fan on for me? It's getting hot in here. Temperatures dropped like 3 degrees outside. And so it's like mid 70s in the house. And Monica...
Troy's really upset you didn't ask him to sing.
There's a reason for that. But
have you heard Troy sing before?
Have you heard Mountain Grandma?
Yeah, she's awesome.
All right, then. All right, Troy, you're going to be blessed by this, my friend. Trust me when I say that. Zombie Prepper, what's going on? So glad that you're here with us today.
You're right, Rochelle. You're right. I see you.
Don't be.
She says, getting hot in here must be Monica.
So, it is. That girl raised my blood pressure up. Temperature. My temperature will be rising when Monica's here. Okay, so every time somebody sees me,
Oh, you have to plug it into the wall over there if you can, baby.
Yeah, or go outside and get an extension cord.
Yikes.
We got some folks working behind the scenes. We don't have any trouble right now with our internet, which is
Why are you
totally
saying it?
totally amazing.
Don't say that.
Well, I don't believe in that stuff. So how about that?
Jinxing it?
All right, so we got Lisa, Yogi Hollow Farm. What's going on? I want to make sure I say this before I forget. I thought about this when I was getting ready for today's show. Thank you, mods. It is a ton of work. When the mods are getting their work done, I can't say thank you enough. When I mod for other channels, sometimes I'm like, man, my fingers are cramping up. I don't know how people do this all day. But thank you for the mods. Can't do it without you. There's a really fat dog laying on my foot. Get out of here. Beat it.
Nathan said if you don't like it, you can get out country accent. If you don't like it, you can get out.
No, I like it. I like it when Monica brings the heat. All right, see who else we got in here. Uncle Al, Die Bullfrog 79. So glad you're here with us as well. There's somebody I missed. Abigail's in here. Nathan
Liberty's in
and
here.
Carmen is in here. Jesus Loving Homesteader. So glad that you're in here as well.
Yeah, I need to get in touch with her because she needs to come. I need to see you. Maybe come over Monday. Maybe we can plan a Monday date.
Reach out.
It's
to
been
Monica.
crazy this week.
Reach out to Monica.
My kids are in a play tomorrow, and it's homeschool play. And let me just tell you, it has been a lot of work. And I'm like behind the scenes person. So Liberty is actually behind the scenes with me, and we have to like move props and do things. And it gets crazy planning a homeschool drama thing. And they're doing Pinocchio, and I'm so excited for them. So like 4 of my kids are in it.
You know, to realize?
You got to be there tomorrow.
No, not that at all.
Yeah.
The more that you talk, the more I want to start stroking the beard. And I'm just going, you know what? I should get my comb and work that thing.
You want to get your little beard oils and your little beard balm.
Yeah.
Make it all purty.
Yeah, you gotta work it
Hey,
out.
Katie, how are you?
Hello, Katie.
Maldonado.
Maldonado.
Yeah, Maldonado. Hey,
Hello.
I like that last name.
I think it's the first time in here.
Yeah, Calvary on the Fly. Hello.
Oh, we got another. Hello, how are
Yeah.
you? Awesome.
Celtic Roots.
Wait, is Celtic Roots in here?
I just saw him. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey.
Well, no.
Oh yeah, we have something. I have something to share with Celtic Roots.
We gotta hurry up and get the battery plugged in, sir.
Yeah, get the battery plugged in. It's on battery saver mode. We're using our son's internet or his laptop today, so that it's because I was smart and I got the piece that we needed, but it didn't go to my Chromebook. It went to my son's laptop. Smart Monica. So now I've got to go back and get another one that works with my laptop. But so far, we're having good internet stuff.
Well, first of all, I want to acknowledge Robert Lunas. The beard game, he says, is on point. I agree, my friend. Thank you. So I got this compliment right here by Robert
Celtic
Lunas.
Roots threw down and said,
yeah,
nice try, yo.
Yeah. Hey, it's coming.
Thank you, baby. It's good. Looks good now.
This is one good thing about COVID that really helped me out was I'm able to hide all this from the boss people. Although I did meet with the owner the other day and I didn't really care. I just, when we got outside, I pulled the mask down and hey. So, okay. So I see Katie Maldonado wanted to support her. Wait, you're not here just for us?
Oh, is Mountain Grandma your mom? Wait, she says she's here for her mom?
Yes.
Oh, that's so sweet.
That is sweet.
I love that so much.
Raquel, what's going on? Rolling with Raquel.
We missed everybody's live streams this week, guys. Seriously, y'all. We're so sorry. We just took a week. It's been a week.
It's been crazy too because Jim was here. If you didn't get
he left.
If you didn't get a chance
this week.
I'm going to get ready to start talking. Are you going?
He wasn't here this week. He wasn't even here this week. We missed it because Katie's her baby. She said, "Oh, that's so sweet." No, seriously, it is. It's just been nuts this week. We've been so busy with just so many different things. And every time I plan to do something, it's like something else comes up. We had some meat that we had to get and we had to go to the butcher and go this and that. There were just so many things this week. We've got school kind of wrapping up for the season for a lot of the times we do like co-ops and we have the drama club and all that's coming back. It's coming kind of full circle and it's going to be ending soon. So it's like everything's kind of wrapping up. So oh my gosh, Celtic Roots is going to do a beard specific video. I love that so much.
Hey, did you guys ever watch that show? I think it was on Netflix where the German guys do like these competitions. There's actually a group in Austin, Texas. We should probably go visit them just to say hi and say, hey, I got a beard too.
I don't have my beard though. I shave it off.
They don't expect for you to come with one.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, so like there's these beard clubs. I don't know that I could be hanging out with the beard boys all the time.
Why?
Because I think, it's more.
Because you'd be intimidated.
All right, maybe a little bit. Anyway.
Intimidated with all the beards.
All right, so let's get ready for Mountain Grandma. She's in the green room right now.
She's ready.
Give me a thumbs up if you're okay back there, if you're ready to roll.
Are you good, Tammy? She's drinking coffee. She
there
she
is.
now.
Okay. All right. So we have an awesome show. We have 30 people in here right now. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up. As I said, tonight's all about the vets. So, hello, Thorhaven as well.
Hey.
Glad to see you again.
He ate beaver tonight. Oh my gosh, that's
did?
awesome.
Why are you?
Thorhaven.
Oh,
I ate beaver tonight, like the actual beaver. Bridget's got some. I was trying to read it. Bridget's got some marinated, and it's so tasty. Video drops next Thursday. That's so awesome. That's so cool. Hi, Javita.
I've heard they're really good.
How are you? That's cool.
Yes.
Yeah, I know Brampton Garden. Yeah, Rochelle. I never knew men obsessed about their beards so much.
I don't really. It's just for the show.
Oh, Calter Root said he won second place at his first competition for 6 inches or longer class.
Mine's about 14 inches, but it's so curly that it's it's usually longer than Daz's, really.
I think Rochelle's a little worried about the whole I hate beaver for dinner thing tonight. She's like, what? What just happened?
Let's see what else we got in here. We got Miss Alabama. I'm sorry, Miss Alabama. Hey, congratulations. My Alabama farm life. Miss Alabama is in here. Thank you so much for coming in.
Oh my goodness.
So glad you guys are here. Well, look, 33 people in here. If you know anybody that's a vet, go get them. Tell them to come back. We have a great lineup today. We got Mountain Grandma. I see her in the green room. She's got her guitar. She's ready to strum that thing.
Strum the strings.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Awesome lady. I got a chance to spend some time with her. She's going to play a couple songs for us. I also have a very special guest that I should tell it now or later.
Well, you can just wait. We can trade while Mountain Grandma sings. We can trade and he can come in here.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is, what I'll do is let me pull Mountain Grandma up here.
I want to be here for Mountain Grandma, but I want to be off on the side because I get emotional at things. Hi, Tammy.
Hi. Can you all hear me?
Perfect.
Loud and clear.
Hey, I was so worried.
Do we need to do a sound check again?
No, and bless your heart. So shout out to Eric here with Bland's Promised Land Ranch because he was on the phone with me for, I'll swear it was almost an hour, trying to figure out how to get my sound to work yesterday before I went on Off the Wall Preppers Live. So
I heard. That's awesome. I'm so glad.
Yeah.
We were wishing you were there, Monica. He had to work a little bit at it, but he did awesome.
Man, wow.
Good job.
I thought I did. Now she's wishing I wasn't here.
No, she said
no, not at all.
It was good.
But you said it. I'm just saying what you said. You said, I wish Monica was here.
I know. She's so good at that stuff.
Yeah.
Not usually.
That's the funny thing is I am not a techie by any means.
Mm-hmm.
But when we started our YouTube channel, it forced me to do things.
Yeah.
It's actually really helped me at my job too, because I'm able to go in and blow people's minds with stuff.
Yeah.
Not really.
Oh my gosh.
The IT department is never amazed at what I know. They're probably like, why does this guy not know this? How old is he? But so we got a chance to visit a little bit yesterday in between, and her agent, aka her husband. I mean, this man was sitting over there like, listening just tuning in. He's like, no, that's not it. And then, here he is. Look, there he is.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
That's cool.
So it was super exciting to be able to work with them. And the cool thing was I got to listen to her several times while she was practicing. And here's the thing, when I was watching some videos of her yesterday, somebody put it perfectly. They said she belonged in the Grand Ole Opry. And there's one of her songs that has that that southern twang. The twang. It's like the bluegrass almost. It reminded me of being in West Virginia. I don't know. It was just awesome. So
thank you.
People would probably rather not listen to me and listen to you. So I'm.
Yes.
So funny, Monica.
So Monica is.
You guys are awesome. Just so you know, all of us, we watch on the chat and we comment, and we're busting up in our houses. So my husband, if I'm on the chat and I'm laughing, he'll be like, "What's so funny?" I'm like, "You got to watch these guys. You just got to see."
We appreciate that. I see Huga, right? Huga is how you
Hugo
say it.
Homestead. Yeah, Jim's in here too from last week. Our friend Jim back
Where's
in
Jim?
Maryland.
Where's Jim?
He's finally watching us. You know, he never watched us before we moved here. Before he came to visit last weekend, he like never watched us. He had to binge watch us on the plane because he wanted to know what he was coming into. I'm like, seriously?
Yeah. What kind of friend is that? You know what I mean?
He's here now. Oh, Jess is here too. So
What's
they're
going
both here.
on?
So
All right.
okay, I'm stepping off camera because your songs make me emotional, and I'd rather not ruin my makeup while I'm sitting here. I can step. I'm gonna step off to the side for a second. That way, I can get emotional privately. And then, are you gonna let your special guest come in?
I am, and I'll let my special guest slide in next to me.
He's gonna slide in.
And so we've asked Mountain Grandma to sing a couple songs. So I want to get you to go ahead and turn over the floor to you. You can intro this song, whichever song you've picked to sing first. Say whatever you want to say. The floor is yours. And if it's uncut version, make sure you tell people that they're hearing it uncut right here on Blaine's Promised Land Ranch.
It is. I'm going to be singing the uncensored version. We'll call it that. Not that it's bad. There's no foul words or anything. I just in the first song I said, you know, what are we? I said a couple things differently, and you could go back and hear the song and you'll catch the differences. But I didn't want to be in like, you know, the news with local Williams woman is inciting violence or something. That's not the intention at all. But we need to fight for our rights. And so that's the word that I prefer to use, and to speak to some of the things that are going on instead of being a little, censored, I guess is the best way I can say it. I did have to censor myself when I first wrote the song. I'm like, oh crap, I can't say this. I might have to say something else. And so I had to change it up a little bit. So anyways, you guys get the uncensored version tonight.
That's right. That's how we do it around
That's
here.
fine with us. All right. Well, he's gonna slide in. I'm sliding out. I'm gonna right here. I'm still listening, by the way. I'm not leaving completely. I'm just over here.
All right, sounds good. So the first song I'm going to play is Veterans of the USA. I wrote this for our veterans. And in the beginning of the song, you'll hear me say he was born many years ago. And when I think about our veteran, you know, we think about the veterans we know that are closest to us. And my father-in-law served in 2 wars. He had some pretty strong stories to share with us, including one where him and his buddy had gotten matching tattoos on their forearm. And he later had to identify his buddy by the tattoo that matched his tattoo. And, you know, those are hard stories. And I feel like us civilians don't have any concept of what that feels like. I mean, we can hear, we can understand, we can imagine, but I'm one of those people, and I'm sure a lot of us are, that feels like you really don't know what it's like till you walk in someone's shoes. You can only come so close to really getting it, you know? And I wrote this song because with everything going on in our country and hearing about, see, now, Monica, I have to watch what I say too because I get emotional. Hearing about what happened with our people left in Afghanistan, our soldiers, our people, our Americans, that's what I'm talking about, is our American people left over there. And just the way that was received by all our veterans and the rise in suicide rates amongst our veterans breaks my heart. And I don't know that, just like it's hard for us to understand how veterans feel with their experiences, with their knowledge and what they've been through, I don't know if they really understand how much we love them and how valuable they are to us. You all represent our freedoms. We need you now more than ever. I don't care if, and this is what I say, I've said this before, if somebody's 20, if they're 120, if they're deployed, if they're home, it doesn't matter. You are special. You have a spirit and a bravery that we need. So I just really want all of our veterans to know more than anything when I wrote this song, how valuable you are. So I hope that all of you veterans really value yourself and realize how powerful and mighty in spirit and soul you are. We are blessed to have all of you. So thank you so much. And a thank you is so small, and this song is not much, but it's how I do it. So with that, I'll go ahead and get started. And
One thing to add, it's
Mhm.
more than just the actual military member, it's the
Mhm.
families back home.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's a big part of it too.
My father-in-law was, he was a father of 8 kids. He was a sharpshooter in the Marines. And there were times where my mother-in-law, she was one of my closest buddies when she was here, and she'd come and stay with us for months. She would tell me stories about him being gone for like over a year at a time and not seeing him. And you're right. It's hard on the whole family. Agree. You were special people, and we are all sons and daughters of veterans. So that's what I speak to in this song, and I really hope I don't screw it up. So if I do, y'all listen to the message. He was born many years ago. Like many others, he fought those wars of old. He rose to all of us today, and we salute you, veterans of the USA. Now listen, you daughters and soldiers' sons, and remember what our vets have done for our freedoms here in the USA. Should we stand strong or give it all away? As we cry, what's the road ahead? Is our liberty now dead? Seems our freedoms are passing away. When we watch what we say and we act like it's okay, when the news doesn't speak truth anymore, veteran sons and daughters, is it worth fighting for? We've got a right to raise our God, to speak our minds, to meet with those we love. We've got a right to keep and to bear arms. Vets help us remember how to stand strong. As we cry, what's the road ahead? Is our liberty now dead? Seems our freedoms, they're passing away. When we watch what we say and we act like it's okay, when a civil war is knocking at our door, veteran sons and daughters, is it worth fighting for? So as for this daughter and soldier's son, we remember what you've lost and what you've done for our freedom that our God has gave. And we salute you, veterans of the USA. Yes, we remember our veterans of the USA. And we still need you, veterans of the USA. Thank you all for your service.
Thank
Wow.
you.
Really, really good stuff there. Definitely pulls at your heartstrings. I don't know. I kept looking over here at Dad. I'm like, man, this guy is like stone over here. I'm ready to start crying or something, because just that part where you say, "We salute you." I mean, it's not something ever to be taken lightly, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to. We're going to get you to sing another song here shortly.
Mhm.
but I figured while Dad's up here and you're here, we'll probably have a little convo. Monica's probably in the back wiping some tears. That's okay. That's okay. It's okay to cry sometimes, especially, when you think about
helps clean the eyes out.
Thank you, Dad.
Yeah. I clean my eyes out a lot.
They can accumulate a lot of dust, especially here in this part of the country.
Yeah. So Tammy is actually in Arizona, so she knows all about dust.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she does a lot of eye watering, I'm sure. So one of the reasons why I wanted to bring Dad on here is, we talk a lot about on this channel about being a community and about the fact that what we do at our farm is not just us. This is a family ordeal. And so I thought, what better time than today to bring Dad in. Dad, maybe you could tell him what branch of the service did you serve in, and maybe you can tell. Yeah, that's right. Sit up straight there, Dad. Let's go.
I don't know if you can see that or not.
Over here. Yeah, there you go.
Navy, U.S. Navy.
There you go.
Awesome.
What years were you in?
I went in 69, got out in 76. I had started college after high school, but after about a month, I decided college wasn't what I wanted it to be. So in order to make a little money and get some valuable training, I decided to enlist. And my oldest brother had been in the Air Force. My other brother had been in the Army. So that either left the Marine Corps or the Navy for me. And of course, this was right in the midst of Vietnam. So if I went into Marines, I knew exactly where I'd be going. So I chose to go with the Navy. And I got a lot of valuable training. And it also gave me the opportunity to meet your mom.
What's up? Let's go.
And to do a little traveling around the world. So we got to see a few things together. So we have, people talk about how bad it is here in the United States for various things. But a good experience is to go to a country outside the United States. We were in the Philippines, and it's certainly different there. They're very Americanized when we were there, but the off base and, just getting to know some of the other people, made you appreciate being an American citizen. And, what we were doing is, trying to keep that going for our offspring and our grandkids and so on and so forth. And, of course, back during that time period, coming out of Vietnam, a lot of people didn't care about the military, and they were treated really badly. But that's pretty amazing nowadays how it seems like people show more appreciation for the military now than back then. So that's always good.
One thing about Dad that I have to say is this man right here will find people, no matter where we are, to go shake their hand and say thank you. So I have a question. Do you have like a homing beacon to go find these guys?
Well, one of the main things I do is I watch for caps when I'm out someplace and I see somebody wearing some type of military cap, even Marines.
Oh.
And I will go and certainly thank them for their service to our country.
That's awesome.
Yeah, my dad sometimes turn your hearing aids down for a minute, Dad. So sometimes this man will be in the middle of eating and the other people will be in the middle of eating and he will wander over there. And at first we thought we were going to have to start setting out silver alerts for Dad, but we realized that he had that homing beacon. He could always just find those people. And I don't know, he's like I don't even know how to describe it.
Well, I also found that sometimes they're willing to share their fries with you if you go over.
So there's where you got your sense of humor.
Yeah, and that's the thing is he never told me that. So, I guess some life lessons have to come when I get older. Well, thank you for that, Dad. I appreciate you sharing that.
Oh, it's okay. I'll give you a few bits every once in a while. So.
Okay. All right. Well, that's great. So I wanted to make sure that we also gave a shout out to all the folks in here that maybe they're not in the USA, but also the people who are in Canada or Australia, all our allies across the globe. Thank you as well. You know, that all the wars that we've been in has never been just the U.S. You know, we've always had somebody there by our side and or us by their side. And it's I don't know. I've shared this with you last night, Tammy. I know I talked about this a few weeks ago. A friend of mine that is still gone. He's deployed, and it's heartbreaking to know, like Dad said, that it's more than just the husband or the wife or whoever's gone. It's the family, and sometimes it's not even the immediate family as much as it can be like extended family, or in this case, this guy that I know. I mean, I know him from work. That's all I know him from. But it's almost like, I mean, he's a very good friend of mine, and my heart sank when I found out that he was being deployed again, and it sank even further when I found out that his daughters were really struggling with the idea that Dad was going away for 5 or 6 months, missing all the holidays, and people like me, I get upset when I have to work around a holiday, and I'm just an hour down the road, and we're talking about people who are overseas or in places where they cannot physically come back to be with their family. It's tough.
It is. And it's hard for the little ones to understand.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. You got something you want to say? I heard you revving up.
Well, sometimes even during the holidays, if you're deployed or whatever, you can't even get in verbally, contact the family and wish them, happy holidays or whatever. So.
Yeah, and you had mentioned earlier before that first song about the people that were over in Afghanistan, and so we recently had one of my second cousins, I guess it is, was over there when a lot of that was starting to unravel, and so just more thoughts of what could happen. I mean, it just really it tests your faith sometimes to know that you have to trust that God's plan is bigger than yours.
Yeah.
So I want to give a couple of shout outs real quick too. I see Susie Jacobson in here, Chelsea, I guess, over with Vision Acres Homestead, and Mike. Oh, it's Mike. Okay. Another veteran right there. Thank you, Mike, for your service as well. Was he the Marines or was he the Army? Yeah. See, I got to watch Dad. He's uncensored. He's at that age where he just says it's not mine. So he's offended all the Marines that are in here. So now we got to.
Even Marines, LOL, spoken like a true swab jockey.
I'm sure that's just fun banter. That's all that is fun banter. I don't think anybody's gotten offended.
No, yeah, no.
We have a nephew who just went into the Navy.
I was just thinking about that earlier. You always see, like on movies and even in real life, where the different branches are fighting amongst themselves. But when the time comes and they go out on the field, they're basically just one team working together to accomplish whatever needs to be done. So
that's awesome. I wanted to say one thing to all of our veterans out there who are maybe feeling unappreciated from the government administration, maybe even prior ones. I don't know. But I just want to say that when we, the people, think of our veterans, we feel like you guys serve for us. Like, we're your people and you serve for us, and we love you all dearly. And we don't downplay what you have sacrificed and what it took for you to serve, what you gave up in return for, not fun times, to fight for us and our freedoms. And so thank you for that. And I hope that everyone just remembers their value and remember who loves you.
Well, speaking for everybody, I would just like to say thank you for thinking about that. But for many of us, it seemed like, a responsibility that we needed to do for our country, all of our country, for everybody. Some people weren't willing or weren't able to, but we were willing to.
Yeah, and probably a lot of the complainers out there are the ones who aren't willing to.
Yeah.
So, All right. Well, Tammy, are you ready to go round two?
Well, I have an idea, and this is your show, but
No, I'm not doing karaoke.
no. I was going to say if you wanted to continue with the Veterans Day related things, and maybe I could sing again later, we could do that too. It's up to you, because I do have another song to sing, but it's not Veterans Day related necessarily.
That's okay. You go ahead.
What do you
Why don't we
think?
go ahead and do with the song with you?
Okay.
If we don't do that, then you're going to get me all jumbled up in my head.
Okay.
It's very organized up there.
You know what? I have my own little version of well, I don't want to offend you. I have my own little version of OCD and type A, and I'm not saying that's what you are, but I totally can respect that you've got to do things the way that you want to do them, because that's exactly how I end up being myself. So we can do this.
But before you get started, I'd like to say it was nice being on here with everybody. I'm going to have to take off right now. So thanks for having me on, Eric.
Thank you, Dad.
It's an
Appreciate
honor to meet you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks all the vets out there. So we're out.
Okay, he's out. Real quick before you get started, I see oh geez, what is it? Mennonite Farmhouse. There we go. I see Mennonite Farmhouse in here. Jake from Nunya, Texas on the back 20. Let's see. Yeah, so that's Dad. Well, that's not Dad. Dad stepped out, but that's Dave. And he is in our videos. You'll see him in there. He is the mastermind behind a lot of the stuff we do. He is a thinker. That's probably where I get it from. He's very mechanically minded, which had nothing to do with his skill set in the military, but he's extremely smart. I'm glad that he's my dad, and very proud of him to be my dad. So I appreciate everybody's kind words that you're putting down there in the chat. Thank you very much. Miss Tammy, take it away. No, you're not ready.
I had to take a drink first. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Got thirsty. And also, your mom and dad have a beautiful kitchen. Just saying.
Okay, I will. Dad, got a great kitchen, Dad. He says thank you.
All righty. So the song I'm going to sing next is called "Where Are We Now?" I guess I could say, where are we now as a country? But of course, that wasn't the way I intended it when I wrote it. But I'll go ahead and hop in here. Where are we now? Headed down this lonesome road that winds. Our love got lost in yesterday. Now we're both driving out of our minds. Tell me, where are we now? I see the storm clouds in your eyes. Is there no way to turn around now to the love that we once found? Where are we now? We were headed up the rainbow's bend, searching for our pot of gold. We never dreamed when we'd near the end. Winds would turn cold and the rain would come and wash away the sun, leaving us here in the dark with bitter hearts. So we closed our eyes and we headed on. We thought our love was strong enough to withstand the pain we'd be going through. But as time would tell, we both got lost in the spell. Now here we are, left wondering where we've wandered to. Where are we now? Headed down this lonesome road that winds. Love got lost in yesterday. Now we're both driving out of our minds. Tell me, where are we now? your eyes. Is there no way to turn around now to the love that we once found? Where are we now? Should we turn back now or keep moving on? You know our love, it's not quite gone. Should we risk it all and maybe lose again? Hold fast till the bitter end. Should we break our fears? Will we both drown in our tears? Won't you tell me, dear, is there still a dream worth searching for? Where are we now? Headed down this lonesome road that winds, and I've got lost in yesterday. Now we're both driving out of our minds. Tell me, where are we now? I see the storm clouds in your eyes. Is there no way to turn around now to the love that we once found? Where are we now? Is there no way to turn around now to the love that we once found? Where are we now?
You know, I used to tell Monica all the time, I wish I could have like a daughter or something that could play instrument like that, lock her in the basement, never leave.
Yeah, he actually said that. I was a little terrified when we had a girl at first. I was like, please don't be musically inclined, because you're probably going to be held up in a room somewhere for your whole life. Thankfully, not, so.
That's so funny.
She's safe. She is safe. Yep. See, right there. That's our daughter. She said, drop an album. I'd listen.
There you go.
So I grew up in a bluegrass family, and my brother plays an amazing banjo. I think he's listening right now, but he's driving an 18-wheeler, so he can't be in the chat or anything like that. His name is Jeff, and he is an amazing bluegrass musician. And my father played the dobro, and my other brother played the bass. And I had a grandpa who just played everything. So we would, when I was real small, we would travel to bluegrass festivals. And of course, at that time, I would just, sing whatever. But that's how I grew up. And then I got a fake ID when I was 19 so I could audition for a band. And I auditioned for my husband's band, which he wasn't my husband at the time. But obviously that was, a while ago. So, and he plays an amazing lead guitar. So we're very musical. Katie, she can do pretty good on the keyboards, and she's interested in learning guitar, but right now the babies aren't letting her have nothing to do with it. So we have hope for our grandkids too. We'll see if we can get them to do it. That would be so fun.
Well, maybe she'll just have to wait for a few years like you did to pick it
Yes.
back.
Yeah, I think that's what I told her too.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's simply amazing again. I mean, I don't know. That was as soon as you started playing it, I was like, that's the one. That's the Grand Ole Opry one. That's the one. My dad came back around. You couldn't see him, but he came back around, sat down so he could listen. And it was just really, really amazing. We really appreciate that for sure.
Yeah, thank you very much. I was off on the side, like getting all teary-eyed. So I was just kind of trying to keep my head focused on other things. That way I could hear you, because I've heard both of those songs before. And I'm like, I don't want to cry.
Thank you, Monica. Thank you, Eric. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for being here. This is so exciting. It's a nice special thing.
My pleasure.
Yeah, this is one of them days, I was telling Monica, I was like, here's kind of what I was thinking for the show. And she's like, well, I don't plan on crying. I don't want to cry. If I'm going to listen to music like that and we're going to talk about things like that, then I just want to go back to my room or be somewhere where it's just me and I can be myself. I'm like, okay.
I have a hard time with some things too. Like, a lot of people, like, I enjoy Christmas a lot. I love Christmas. I love Easter. But Easter is really difficult because before you get to Easter, you have, Good Friday. And it's like the weight of Good Friday like dwells on me. And so Good Friday, I try to keep my focus on, okay, Easter is coming. It's going to be Easter. This is about Easter. This is not about Good Friday. And Good Friday is such a heavy day that
It is.
I never fully acknowledge the heaviness of that as a new Christian or as a young child. And I just I feel like that whole day is such a heavy day, and my kids don't feel that, and that's okay. But I hope that eventually when the relationship with Christ gets to that point, they'll feel that heaviness, but also be able to acknowledge it. So I don't like to be sad on purpose.
Yes, I know.
And so I'm like, oh.
That's how my husband, he'll say, don't get emotional. Because I get emotional over things too. And if I start talking about what Jesus did for us, that'll do it right there, because we didn't deserve it,
Yeah.
And so.
Exactly. And anytime I think, and when I heard you, so I've watched your video a couple times, and then I was gone last night, so I couldn't even hear, I wasn't even available to watch the Off the Wall Prepper because I was at church until late. And so, needless to say, I couldn't wait to hear you tonight because I was like, I'm so excited, but I don't want to be in the room. And he was like, wait, I just want to be off to the side so I can cry if I want and not be ugly about it. And I can just cry, wipe it, and then move on. So.
I know what you mean. When I was writing that song for the Veterans of the USA, I cried while I was writing it. Yeah. It was really hard. And there's another one that I'm working on right now, and I'm having the hardest time with it because it is about loss, and it's very hard. It's very difficult to write, and it's not finished, but you'll know it when you hear it on my channel, because it's really, but I cry. I'm like, this is ridiculous. I've got to tell myself something else is taking place. So I've convinced myself I'm going to write this song, and it's going to be about people that are just separated. Nobody's past or anything like that, because it could be perceived two different ways. And sometimes for me to write a song, either I'm already feeling that emotion, which when I've gotten angry at my husband, boy, that is a really good, I can write some really good songs. Likewise, I was part angry when I was writing the Veterans of the USA too. I'm upset about what's going on, and then I'm heartbroken at the same time, boy. So yeah, I know what you mean, Monica. Sometimes I talk too much too, and I'll just catch myself just going on and on.
Well, I heard you when you first were introing it and you were talking about it, and before Dave was even saying anything, I was already in there crying, and my 7-year-old comes up and he's like, do we have any more pizza for dinner? And I'm like,
we had pizza for dinner.
He's looking at me what is wrong? I just asked you for some pizza. I'm like, there's none left. Just hold one. Get a granola bar. And I'm crying, and you're not even singing yet. And he's looking at me what is wrong with you?
The good thing is she's getting to that age where I've warned the kids she just might start crying at any moment. So just go with it.
Yes, I know. My kids have picked on me relentlessly, but now my daughters are 20, 26, 25, 26, and then one's 34. And so you see, they're getting there now. So they've picked on me since they were little, oh, here goes mom, right? And now they're getting there themselves. It's funny.
It's nice. It's come full circle for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're oh, paybacks now. Welcome to emotional roller coaster of being an adult woman.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Well, I will say that there's been quite a few comments from the gentlemen in this chat that are using onions and the loss of tools and all these other things. So, or just you got to clear your tear ducts out sometimes.
Yes, that was pretty priceless right there. Yeah. Your dad saying, clean your tear ducts, clean your eyes out because they get dusty.
He's probably right about that. I'll bet it does.
Yeah, he's usually right about a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is being recorded,
I know. He'll rewind that part, I'm sure.
All right. Well, Tammy, we want to let you go because we do have some things that we got to hit on, some business before we pull up our next guest. But anybody that's in here that's not subscribed to Mountain Grandma, get over there, subscribe to her. And I will say this, that when you get that song finished, if you want to sing it on my show, our show,
Eric's show,
you are more than welcome. Just let me know when you're ready. And we'll get you up here. And even if your husband's got to play, some strings in the background, be a support
Yeah.
guitarist
Oh,
or
let me
something.
tell you, he is like the #1 performer. He is amazing. So,
Well, he can open up for you. We can do a whole show just you guys singing.
right?
There you
We
go.
might do that. Yeah. we'll get
Uh,
something together. That would be fun.
Awesome.
Fun
There
to
you
share
go.
with you guys. Thank you for the opportunity to share this song and give me an opportunity to let all of our veterans know their value. Y'all remember your value to
Mhm.
us.
Truly.
You might not feel it. I know as like, we're always our worst critics and I don't know, most of us like we pick ourselves apart and stuff. I'm just saying, don't let yourself go there. The devil is a liar. And let me tell you, we love you. And you guys mean so much to us. If we lose one veteran, we're losing a piece of our freedom. We can't lose you guys. So just remember who loves you.
Mhm.
Amen.
God loves you, but all of us, we the people. We're the people you served for, not
Amen.
whoever's sitting up in the big fancy house in Washington,
Exactly.
D.C. Yeah.
Amen.
Exactly.
So thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you.
Please
Thank
spread
you
that
so
message.
much.
Thank you. It was
Thank you.
my pleasure, and it was an honor to be able to do this.
Thank you
Thank you.
so much.
Appreciate you.
I'll be down below in the chat.
All right.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
There she goes. Tammy, Mountain Grandma.
Awesome. If you haven't yet, go check her out and see. She's got other songs on there too. It's really awesome. Yeah, I've been around her channel for a little bit and watching her sing, and even go to her husband's page. He like picks on his guitar too. He's smart too. He's good.
It's amazing
I have no
stuff.
talent for that. So.
I have no talent for that. I keep looking down at my watch because I want to make sure we stay true to our time. We do have our next visitors in the green room right now, but before we pull them up, we do have some business
we'd like to discuss. A couple things real quick.
Yeah,
Got to be real quick.
you got to be quick.
You did that on purpose.
What did I do on purpose?
Eric tried taking up a lot of the time.
What are you talking about?
It was good. We had, well, I'm not saying he did it on purpose. I'm glad that Mountain Grandma was there and she did the songs and stuff. So we do support our veterans.
Well,
We want to say thank you so much for subscribing to our channel. Second banner.
Are you just going to like run through all the banners at one time?
Yeah. And then we wanted to say
they couldn't even read it. It went
that
by so fast.
we are going to do a holiday collaboration, and we'd like you, yes, you right there, you,
Me?
to be involved. Not you. I didn't point at you. I pointed at them. You, all you wonderful people. We would love for all of you to make some holiday treats and hashtag holiday treats. And when you use the hashtag holiday treats, we're going to take your hashtag holiday treats and we're going to put it in a playlist, and so that we can share it with everyone else. Plus, basically, I just want a one-stop shop for
good snacks,
holiday snacks. Yeah, I just like to eat, and so
what?
I like to eat.
Really?
I like to eat a lot of things. So I like snacks, especially chocolate snacks. I like snacks. So the thing is that when you participate, I can play hot cross buns on the recorder, Abigail. That's true. That is talent. I know. You don't need to tell everybody about it. But when you use the hashtag holiday treats, what did you buys a bag of peanut and dumps them into a bowl? Holiday treats. Okay. Hey, you know what? Video it. Do a video. Hashtag it holiday treats. I'm going to put it in our playlist. And that way I can count. Thorhaven, I'm not sure if beaver counts as a holiday treat.
That's a holiday treat for me. I'd take that.
Hey, you know what? Go hashtag it holiday treats.
Hey, you just, yeah. I mean,
a beaver. Oh my gosh. Look, Rochelle is still hung up. She's like, a beaver? Are you serious? But yeah, so any place I can go to if I can go to one tag, like hashtag holiday treats, then I can go find all the really fun holiday treats. Because here's the thing too. I'm always looking to give fun, yummy gifts to my neighbors. And so I may have diabetic neighbors. Maybe you have keto snack things that you want to use. Give them keto.
I thought you were telling
diabetic recipe. It doesn't have to be like full on like heavy duty, sugar recipe. See, but it can be all kinds of great recipes. So anything you have, any snacks that you want to, Bucky says otherwise.
See, that's a Texan right there.
Yes.
Texans know about Bucky's.
Bucky's, they have, Texans right there.
There you
Okay.
go.
Anyway, so holiday treats. I just think it's a good idea because here's the thing. I want easy, and I like to be able to have all of the. Okay, we need to get this off of here now.
Isn't Bucky a beaver?
Is he?
Yes, he's a beaver.
Okay,
there's a statue of him out front.
Okay, just seriously.
Anybody that knows anything about Texas or close to Texas,
Oh
you know
my
all about
gosh.
Bucky's. You
Anyway.
can't miss Bucky's.
Yeah, she just said, oh, Barron said Buckeyes. No, it's Buckies.
No,
Anyway,
Buckeyes are like
holiday collaboration
no,
right
no.
here, right there. Boom. It's scrolling that way. I did something new tonight. Eric doesn't like it because he's like tight-fisted with the
What?
Yeah. Scott, you're with me. I know
Get
you.
off the control.
Can you do the little banner thing now? We have one more banner thing.
Oh.
See, I'm in charge of the banners.
Here,
oh,
do-
great. You lost Mike and Terry now. Mike and Terry, not in the green room anymore. They're gone. They
Okay.
left you.
So yeah, Beaver Nuggets. See,
Beaver Nuggets. Yep.
is it one? Okay, so we wanted to make sure we got this hashtag holiday treats out, this collaborative effort
Anybody.
early because it's before Thanksgiving and Christmas,
And it gives us time
the
to
New
make
Year,
treats.
and any other holiday in between there. I mean, it's really just about snacks.
Holiday treats.
Monica made that very clear.
Very clear.
So if it's a holiday and it's a treat, then
Put
it
hashtag
it
holiday
qualifies.
treats and it counts. And then I'll stick it in our playlist. And it's not like we got 1 million subscribers. So like seriously, y'all, it's not like we're going to have like hundreds and thousands of people watching, but you never know. Somebody's holiday treat may be like bomb. And it's going to be on the playlist. And people were like, oh my gosh, look at these holiday treats. I'm going to look at all of them. See, you never know.
All right, what's the other thing you got?
And the other thing I have is support local businesses.
Oh yeah.
Don't forget to check out our community tab. And if you have a local small business or a small business at all, an Etsy shop or a merch store, anything at all, go to our community tab, find the one that's like a little arrow. It's like a little hand. It's like, boop. Anyway, say hi to me. Say, hey, it's such and such. I have a small business. Here's the link. And put your link because I want to be able to shop from there. Again, it's really about me. I'm sorry. I just like things easy. If I can get it in one space, then you all can get it in one space and it's easy for y'all to shop there together. I just feel like if we can come together as a community and support each other and hey, I'm looking for soaps or I'm looking for I don't know, a basket to put together for my beard balm, whatever it is, whatever you're looking for.
Oil.
There's got to be somebody in this community that sells it
comb.
or knows where to get it. Oh my gosh. Okay. So that was the other thing. Check out the community tab there. Put your businesses down there. I want you to put your business down there. So if you have something you're selling, put it in there. It's okay if somebody else has the same thing going on because you might have different like scents or whatever. It might be different. It's still different. It's not the same. Okay. So do that. And then one more thing. I just need to say thank you to Celtic Roots. I believe it was Celtic Roots.
No.
Yes.
We're not talking about that yet. We got to talk about my shirt.
No. Mike and Terry, get ready to come on here. We can't.
I know,
but
I have to show.
No time. I just need to say thank you, Celtic Roots, because.
Who's the diva now? You won't even let me talk.
So check it. Ready? Y'all saw last week, Eric got a drone for his birthday, right?
It was overrated.
A drone. He got a drone. He had it for less than a week now. Just 1 week today. 1 week today. Make sure y'all check out. Are you dropping the video tomorrow about this?
Yeah, it's if you do the hashtag stuff.
Okay. So tomorrow we're releasing a video of him using his drone. Y'all are going to see it. And let me just tell you, thank you to Celtic Roots for telling me to get a warranty on it. That's all I need to say.
I feel like
warranty. If you buy an expensive drone, get a warranty. Super important. Super important.
I feel like
that's it. That's all I have to say.
I feel like sometimes people aren't allowed to make mistakes around here. How come I can't make mistakes?
Oh my. Warranty. Get a warranty. If you have a drone that's more than $5, get a warranty. This was well over $5. Way more $5.
Okay, look.
Put it this way. We had like 8 people that chipped in for this present. Get a warranty.
Okay, stop whining about it. We got a warranty, so we got it covered, right?
It still costs money, by the way, on a warranty, just so you know.
Okay, moving right along.
Okay.
Let's see.
We should invite Mike and Terry up here.
Let's see. We got some new folks in here as well. Possum Run Homestead. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Brenda Baker. Hello.
Brenda Baker, I have some mail coming to you. I have been crazy busy, but I have your sticker pack that you won like weeks ago. It's coming, as well as Ventures on the Homestead. Theirs is coming too. So come on, go ahead.
Okay, JRC Homestead. Good evening.
Hello.
So glad you're here. Beautiful Texas Hill Country. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, this guy just subscribed to us.
Very nice. Stop pointing. That's weird.
Well, I'm not pointing.
Nobody can
him.
see that you're pointing.
Okay. Tina Ladybug is here. Appreciate you jumping in here. Let's see.
Hi, Tina.
We Are Garden Gals jumped in here. Hello.
Hey.
Daz, my Aussie Garden and Kitchen. Daz, did you hit 1,000 yet? Yeah, he hit 1,000.
He hit 1,000.
He hit the 1,000. That's right.
He totally hit 1,000.
He was getting the
He's
watch
going for
hours.
watch hours now.
Okay.
Hey, Wendy, Southern Sown and Grown. Yeah, what happened to the drone? Check us out tomorrow. He's going to drop a video on it. Don't worry. It's a really short video.
Okay. Wow.
Really short,
All right.
really short video.
All right. One last thing, or two last
Short
things.
video.
This is why I fly when you're not around.
Short video. You fly the drone? Not anymore.
Okay.
Short video.
You're ruining things.
Short video tomorrow.
Anyway.
Oh no, everybody's gonna want to see it now. They want to see how short it is.
This is our one of our brand new shirts, and I wore this purposely for today's celebration of Veterans Day. It's our brand in the state of Texas.
Oh, Thorhaven hit 1,000.
And congratulations. That's awesome. Barroom Forge needs to get to 1,000. So I saw them the other
Close,
day.
yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so we got Bland's Promised Land Ranch at the bottom, but I want to show you something new.
He wore this just for Veterans Day
Just for today.
because it's very political.
You may have to help me with this.
Okay, just turn around. Let's go branding. Because, we have a brand, right? Let's go branding. So,
All right. So that's our new shirt that we got in the store there.
Yep.
So hustle on over there. Check it out. You can get all kinds of beautiful colors. It's a wonderful color.
Hopefully it's still there and they didn't take it down because they like to take stuff down on us sometimes.
It's branding. We brand our cows.
I know.
All right. Well, without any further ado.
Yeah. Ado.
Okay.
Not ado. I do. It's ado. 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 Ado.
Well, I'm just going to add these nice folks to the channel.
Look, see, they're just laughing at us.
Mike and Terry. No, he's laughing because he knows that I don't get to say anything without you jumping all over me. See, look, right there. Yeah. So
Welcome to marriage. Welcome to marriage.
Yeah. So
He's 24 years in. He's in deep. He can't even help. He should know by now.
Yeah.
Should have known.
Mike, it's actually gotten worse. We might have to talk.
Hey, I've been laughing at you guys since.
I'm glad you're laughing because I'm about to cry, and
Mm.
it's not because of the song this time.
It is.
Oh, I thought it's because you're cleaning your eyes out.
There you go.
He's cleaned the dust off his eyes after he picked up his drone.
Okay. Again, I don't know, Mike. Maybe you've faced this every now and again. I feel like I just can't make mistakes sometimes. I feel like I have to live a life of perfection, and it's tough.
He's not sure. He's not sure how he wants to respond to that.
Oh no, I'm ready for the retort. No, it's called marriage. Okay. There's got to be the alpha. Okay. It's like I tell Terry, I love this woman with all my heart. Okay. I love sleeping next to her every night. I love coming home to the dinner table with her and talking. If you don't love them, you wouldn't be sitting there right next to each other.
Mm-hmm.
So there has to be the alpha. Okay. And you have to sleep every once in a while, Eric.
With one eye open.
If you're that mad, if you make her that mad, you have to sleep.
Well, that's the thing. I usually sleep with one eye open because
she super glues her eyes closed.
You're in trouble.
Have you ever seen 2.5 Men?
A long time ago.
Yeah, super glue's bad.
Are you speaking from experience?
No. Yes.
Okay.
Not for this one.
Yeah. Well, so for those who are in the chat that don't know who you are, I'm sure everybody does. You're very well known, at least in this circle for sure. Mike, one of the things when Monica and I first came into the YouTube world, you and Terry were just so kind and willing to answer my questions. Sometimes I would just ask a simple question in the chat and you would answer. And I remember when I was trying to get ready for doing lives and stuff like that, I had no idea even really where to start. And you kind of helped us with that. And, the one thing is that you hear a lot of people talk about big channel, little channel, that doesn't matter. But you really embody that. You don't just say it, you actually mean it. And you show that you mean it just by giving people time. And that's super important. So I really appreciate you guys for doing that. You guys are very giving people, and I really appreciate you too.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, and we had a lot of help coming, when we started, and we just want to make sure that we give that back to others.
Yeah. So if you got anything, I always call her my producer. So
I have to clear everything through my producer. I was on a live the other day and I was using our channel and she goes, "What are you doing?" Because she's afraid I'm going to say something and it will reflect on her because everybody knows she's MT Homestead and I'm Mr. M. That's why I have my own Mr. MT Homestead. So I can say what I want, but I can't speak on behalf of my producer.
I hear you. I get that. I have to watch Monica too.
Good night, Troy.
Yeah, good night,
Yeah.
Troy. Well, I was going to say the first video I ever watched on your channel, and I don't even know how I stumbled onto it. I don't think it was from Ridge Life. It was somehow I stumbled on, and I watched the video where you were trying sodas, all the different soda flavors. And I think that was that your daughter?
Yeah, our daughter, Brittany.
Yeah. So she had brought the soda and you were trying them and I was no good. I was watching this and I was like, Eric, you need to come watch this. This is so funny. He's trying all these different sodas. And I think you tried like pickle soda or something. I don't even know.
Yeah.
There was all kinds of different ones. And I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
I was getting heartburn just watching y'all. I was like, oh nope, I can't.
Yeah, they were pretty bad.
But it was such a cute, it was like such a good video. And I think that what got me the most was you're so genuine. And, you know, one of the things I was telling Eric before when we first started, I'm like, I just want to make sure that if we ever go live or we ever do a live where we're doing things with our family, that we always are super just us, just be genuine and be us. Because I don't want people to think that if they're watching us, that we're just sitting here, you know, put on a show and then 5 minutes later, you know, we are different. And I just thought you guys were so genuine. And I just appreciate that so much because I think there's a lot of other channels that aren't like that. And, you know, I just know that when I watch your live or even if I pop in for a minute, I know I'm watching genuine people. So,
Thank you.
yeah.
I always tell Jared Crocker that. Okay. He's on, you know, you've seen Jared Crocker on his videos and stuff, but he's the sweetest guy you'll ever meet. He loves children. He plays with the kids when we're out on the 41.36. He is just a great guy. And he always tells me, will you stop telling people that? And I won't. I'll ruin your rep, brother. But he's just one of those guys. I mean, you know, that's why some channels, they have their alter egos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. But when you meet them, you say, well, I'm going to meet this guy and he's just going to be an A whatever. And then you find out they're just the nicest people in the world, him and Matt. And so is Jason. Okay. That's just a few people, you know, Melanie, Anthony, all them, they're just so down to earth and they're just so willing to help people out. And that's what we wanted to do. We learned, we were doing the baby steps and stuff like that. And she's a computer whiz and we just learned everything. So when people ask us questions, we just want to be very honest with people. I mean,
if I don't know something, I'll
like
tell you.
Ricky Ventures. I mean, we must have got 2,000 emails from this guy asking questions, and we were trying to answer them. But we were sending to people. We were sending them to people that knew more than we did, because you got to admit, don't give somebody answers just to give them an answer.
Exactly.
Be honest with them. If you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, YouTube changes every week. There's a new rule, there's a new this, there's a new that, and not everybody's up on that stuff. So in a community like this, when you're communitized, you have to act like that, act like a family and share the information.
Truly.
So everybody can grow. So that's what we believe in.
Yeah. And
Hey, Ann Dale, how are you? A whole bunch of people just kind of came in here.
Yeah,
all right.
Shout them out real quick. You got Ricky Ventures that popped in, Lori Carp,
Ann Dale.
Crazy Ed's Homestead is
Simply
in here.
Jan.
Simply Jan, yep. Yeah, a lot of folks just jumped in here. If we haven't called you by name yet, we apologize. We're trying to keep an eye on you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you know, I think the genuineness, Black's Tropical Homestead. I don't think I said hi to them. I know they've been here all night,
Yeah,
but I
Sherry.
Great channel.
Yep.
You know, your genuineness and stuff like that. I you know, so as you know, today's Veterans Day, and that's what this whole program was about. I was trying to line everybody up that was involved, or you know, especially like Mountain Grandma Tammy. You know, her song that she sang. I mean, it's just truly, truly amazing. And those are the people I love surrounding myself with, people that really understand where our freedoms come from. And so I don't know. Maybe people in here know. I don't know. After watching your live last night, I feel like I don't know anything about you guys because every question you asked, I had no idea. And I think it was
Nobody did.
Jesse. I think Jesse was cheating the entire night. He just kept,
Jesse knows us.
Well, Jesse, when we were looking for watch hours, Jesse was running our playlist and he'd type in on everyone, still watching.
Yeah.
But see, I mean, that's the thing is like last night, this guy kept answering the questions, and I'm like, okay, I mean, it's not like you're in person and you can't control yourself. Like sometimes people just blurt the answer out. I mean, he clearly, like, and then every time you were like, you can only win one time.
And he's our mod father.
Yeah.
Okay. And he's giving all the answers out.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
Well, so tell, people in here maybe who don't know who you are, maybe, because it's Veteran Day, what you feel comfortable sharing, maybe just kind of to give us a brief overview, how old you are, how old you were when you got in the military.
How old you are. He's going for it. He's just like, tell me how old you are.
He's like,
well, I was 18 and 7 months when I came into the military on the 7th, July 16th, 1979 is when I joined the military. I wanted to get out of, I wasn't smart by no means. I had 1,293 people in my graduating class in Mesa High School in Arizona. And my student ranking was 889. So I wasn't a brilliant person, but I wasn't,
You just didn't apply yourself.
I did not. I was an athlete and all I wanted to do is that. And I didn't care about anything. So I joined the military, no college prospects, no nothing. And a friend of mine on graduation night said, hey, I said, so what are you doing tomorrow? And he goes, well, I'm going down to see the recruiter. And he goes, can you drive me down there? And I said, sure. And he drove me down there. And I didn't know back then when you brought somebody in or referred somebody that you got some bonus and they gave you an extra rank. Instead of going in as a private 1, you could go in as a private 2 if you referred somebody and they came into the military. And so he came in, I was a buck private. So that's how I came in because I didn't have nothing, no plans, no nothing. And I was working at a dairy moving cattle to be milked. And that was my job. And I didn't see that being a career for me. So that's why I came into the military because I didn't have a future. I didn't have nothing. I came from a family of 7 kids, single mom, trying to raise us on my dad's Social Security. So we're what you call south of the track poor. And school shopping was at Goodwill. And you wore the pants until they came all the way above your ankles. So that was it. And I didn't want that for myself. I didn't have no prospects. So I joined the military.
So when you went into the military, what field were you in? I guess I should say.
Well,
I'm sorry. I'm not a military guy, so I don't know the proper military way of asking things.
Yeah. The job I took was military policeman. And I took that job because I talked to my uncle. And he was in the Navy. And he said, are you sure you want to go into the Army? They sleep in the mud. Join the Navy and you can sleep on a ship at least. And I said, well, I'm from Arizona. I don't want to go. Ocean doesn't appeal to me or nothing like that. And so he goes, I will tell you, if you're going to go into a job, me knowing you and how you are, you need to go into the MPs. I said, why the MPs? I never even thought about being a police officer. He goes, because if you don't, you'll go to jail while you're in the military. He goes, so you might as well join the criminals and enforce the law. That's exactly what he said to me. So I went in there and they showed me this beautiful video of a police officer, a white hat, wearing a gun, all that stuff, driving a squad car. And I did that, did all the training, everything. And I enlisted, my first enlistment, I said, I want to go to Europe on an open contract. So they sent me to Korea. And they put me on the DMZ in Korea.
Totally
And
not
I
Europe.
walked every single day for one whole year from tower to tower. 8 hours a day, walking back and forth on the DMZ. And I lived at a base camp called Warrior Base. And back then in 1970, and I got there in December of 1979, and there was probably 5 foot of snow. And we pulled up to this compound with these floodlights, and they came in, checked our IDs and everything. I went to the headquarters tent, and they said, you're in tent such and such in 3rd platoon. And I go, a tent? They said, yeah, the whole compound was a tent. I mean,
Looked like
they
MASH.
call GP medium like MASH. If you've seen MASH, those are the things that we lived in up there. There was no structures, no buildings, no nothing. And I lived on a cot, or actually a metal bunk bed, for a whole year. And then they sent me to Europe after that. And I said, life is over. This is not what they showed me on the film.
I'll interject though. He was there in 79. He took me over 6 years ago now.
In 2015.
6 years ago, 2015, we go to Korea. And yeah, Warrior Base is nothing like it was then.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful country now.
Yeah, the tents are all gone.
It's
There's
not
actual
like it
buildings.
was, but hey, that was my first duty station with the 2nd MPs.
Wow. That's crazy.
So, yeah. So I noticed that, I think I was listening somewhere that you guys met after, Mike, you retired from the military, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll let Terry answer that.
I'll count that as a blessing.
So Terry,
Yeah, they say if you make your entire Army career, let's say 20 years with the same wife, you are that's like an endangered species.
My grandparents.
Yeah, I mean it's
My
not.
grandparents were.
I think the military during Desert Storm, they came out with a survey after that, and they said 70% of all marriages in the military fail.
Yep.
Wow.
Because it's too hard on the spouse. And I will vouch for that. Because in the military, if you don't give 110% all the time and your family comes second, then they'll weed you out and your career will just stop. And that's sad to say, but that's honesty. And family members, spouses, the children, I think the military is harder on them than it is on the military people.
And
that's the hardest job in the world, to be a military spouse.
yeah,
It truly is.
I grew up outside the military base. I had told you my grandfathers both were military. The one wasn't in for very long, but the other one was career, and he retired. He became a chef, and that's where he put down roots, and that's where I was born. And I can tell you, I've seen so many military families that don't make it just because husbands are deployed, wives don't know what to do. They don't have that comfort that they, get from a husband. So it just ruins families.
Yeah.
It absolutely ruins families.
I wanted to say hi to Vineyard Chicks that popped in here. Thank you so much for coming in and joining us. We appreciate it. We're celebrating Veterans Day today.
Kelly.
The whole show is about veterans, and and then Kelly from Roost and Rescue. I haven't seen her in a while. Good to see you in here.
But you said you were talking about families and how it's hard on them. We have a couple, well, his brother is in the military. He was in the military. And I think that was a hard thing for his wife, my sister-in-law, and she did a really good job for a long time. And I think that, them together, they made the decision, a mutual decision for him, that it was time. I know that they love the Lord deeply. And I know they spent a lot of time in prayer, but he was in the military for like 11 years. And when you're I feel like it's got to be a hard decision at 11 years, knowing you can retire in 20. You're like, well, but you have small children, and it was hard on his wife. It was hard on them as a couple. And I think that, because they had been in Germany, and they're, it's just hard when you go back and forth and you have small children. And, I think about it, and I think, I'm so thankful that we were able to be close to them for a little bit of time, because they lived in Louisiana when we lived here a little bit. And now they're all the way back in Maryland. And as much as I miss them, I know that it's got to be, it's a different life. But I think when he got out, you could see a sense of just relief, I think, on the way he spoke and the way he was talking about things. And it's hard on them. And I mean, I have friends very close, dear friends that we met, and they were already in the military for a number of years. And he just retired last year or 2 years ago. And so he's got a great job now and a career, and he's young. I mean, he just turned 41, I think, 41 or 42. So he's young still, and he's got a great career
That's
now.
really young.
It is young, very young.
That's like wet behind the ears still.
But but they're a wonderful married couple. They have, beautiful children, and they're great together. And he was in the Air Force. But I just look at that and think, not a lot of people are able to go through all those years and still be as stable and as solid as they are.
Oh yeah.
And there's such a blessing to see, to see the way they communicate and the way they love the Lord. And it's hard for sure.
I know that I was married prior to our marriage here. I was married 22 years. All but 2 years of my entire military career. And when I retired, I was home every day. And we just realized we didn't really know each other, because out of 22 years, we only lived together for 9 years. Because of deployments and duty assignments and stuff like that are, family restricted and stuff like that. And so, I mean, we parted and everything like that, but I was single for 9 years. Then I met Terry, and now we've been married for 12 years. And it's different. I don't think Terry would have stuck around through the military years, because I was all military, and I was not a pleasant person. A lot of times I was a drill sergeant. I was cut and dry, and that was a big change from the 18-year-old boy that joined the military. So I put out a video. I recorded a video today about what Veterans Day means to me, and she's uploading it in the background here
while we speak.
Yeah. But
it's okay. You can multitask, Terry. I believe you.
But it's hard. When I look back, the mistakes that I made, and I'm still working for the Department of the Army. My job, I'm a director of family, morale, welfare, and recreation for the installation. And what that means is I manage and direct all the gymnasiums, the pools, the restaurants, the clubs, the bowling centers, the campgrounds, the outdoor recreation, the hunting, the fishing, all that stuff falls under me to run on the installation. And I look at that as I run it as if what I didn't see when I was in the military. So I'm still taking care of soldiers 43 years now. And I couldn't ask for a better job and a better career now, because I know what soldiers go through. I know what families go through, and I know what I need to offer to make their lives and their quality of life a lot better than what they were used to or what I was used to. So that's my guide to make that quality of life a lot better for our service. We call them war fighters, for our war fighters. So that's what I do for a living now.
What a blessing you are then to them, to know that you have that experience and that you can offer something that someone has never been, if someone is just sitting there trying to do the job that you have now, and they've never been through that, and they've never had the experiences you have. I mean, what a blessing you're in that, you're able to be in that spot, that God has put you right there for that time. And you know how many people you probably have touched in ways that you probably don't even know. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's many, many people that you've changed their life just for being there and being you.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I'll say too, that I'll say too that if you're as kind to them as you are to us, and Ricky Ventures was him bothering you with all them emails.
Love Ricky Ventures.
I mean,
I know.
the great thing is he reached out, and that's what a lot of people don't do is they make mistakes. And
he reached out. Eric reached out. I mean, I've had a few people that have sent me emails and asked questions, and I'm happy to help.
Yeah. No,
I think we're gonna do a top 20 of our own once we're in this a year. Everything, the mistakes and the good things and the bad things of having a YouTube channel, and we're writing down the things that we've learned, and I think it'll be a fun video to make.
Good night, Ricky. I hope you're feeling better soon.
Yeah, I saw that somebody said he was feeling sick. I'm like, oh no.
He has what we had.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got the thing.
Yeah.
Well, he's a nurse, so now he's have to take care of himself.
Yeah, they're the worst patients.
They are.
Him and Aaron up at Bramble Hill.
Yeah. Aaron up at Bramble Hill.
Yes. Oh my word.
They make the worst patients.
We were back and forth on chat with her constantly, and she was laughing so hard the one night. I was like, seriously, I know you know this, but can you please go take a nebulizer? Like, go take a steroid treatment, go do something. I'm like, because I'm all about like oils and stuff. And I'm like, go get some silver, do something, because you're driving. I'm like, I'm afraid you're going to die. Go get yourself an inhaler. I mean, we were worried about her. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that was good. Sweeney's Creek said, they shall, wait, where does it? Put that up. They shall not grow old as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. The going down of the sun in the morning, we will remember them, lest we forget.
Yep.
I like that. Thank you for sharing. Nice. Well, did you want to ask, and see if Rooster Rescue said, starting my channel saved my life. It took me out of deep depression, anxiety, and fear of people. And I think it's done that for a lot of people. And I think that having people like you all.
Being on camera right there. And then once she did it, I was sick, had a pulled hamstring. I said, we got to do a video. You got to do this. And she did it. She finally got in front of the camera all by herself, and she did a great job. And now she's part of the team. Not just a producer. She's a creator.
A creator.
But
I'll be right back.
That's when you got all the subs, though, right? When you stepped out of the way and she did it.
Yeah. Pretty face, man. I'll tell you what.
There you go. I tell you what. So one of the things I noticed on your email, let me see if I read this correctly. At the bottom in your signature block, you have Combat Veterans Motorcycle Association. So can you tell me a little bit about that?
Combat Veterans Motorcycle Association is an association of motorcycle enthusiasts that just love to ride. We're not an MC, a motorcycle club. We're an association. And being an association, we have bylaws and stuff like that everybody has to abide by, just like clubs and stuff like that. But we're an association, and our mission is veterans helping veterans. That's it. We do poker runs, bike runs, events, anything we can to raise money to give that money, because we're a 501c3 organization, and we give that money to veteran organizations, whether it is homeless veterans, rehab for veterans, veterans who need assistance for whatever reason it is. I mean, here where we live in Oklahoma, our last project was, and we paid for it, was we had a veteran who had a wife that became wheelchair ridden. And we built the ramps and everything onto his house and all that stuff to make her and his life easier and stuff like that. We give to food banks. We give to the organizations that train dogs for blind veterans. And we give all our money to organizations like that, just to make their life better because as a veteran and as a family member, and I call being a veteran part of a family. You're never done. You never walk away from family.
And we say that about our YouTube community as well.
Yes.
It's family.
So when I look at it, I know for a fact from when you raised your hand and say your name and do solemnly swear to the day they release you and they give you a letter from the president saying thank you for your service and stuff like that. What a soldier, a Marine, a sailor, airman, they go through. And then I know exactly the bond that you have with your brothers and sisters through a life of deterring aggression, because that's your job. So when you leave the military, you find this void inside of you. And that void can't be filled by anybody other than your brothers and sisters that you grew up with. And so that's why we joined the VFW, the American Legion, and Combat Veterans Motorcycle Association, because I love to ride. She loves to ride. And those are like-minded and like-hearted brothers and sisters that are part of that organization. And together we're more powerful than we are by ourselves. And we know that just through years of military life.
Yeah.
There's power in numbers. I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
You're muted.
He had to mute because our dogs were flipping out front. So I had to
We got cats climbing the screen windows.
Yeah.
It's crazy. They hear us and they want in.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
need a cat?
I got the dogs because the blue healers are outside and they have to sit right next to the window to bark for some reason. And then
the 80-pound boxer was under the table snoring.
Yeah.
And then she woke up and decided to,
Yeah. And she's like, if you've ever seen that National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, have you ever seen that movie? You know, the Rottweiler that just like pushes everything out of the way. Well, that's the boxer. So we're on this little plastic table. And so she gets up and she doesn't care what's in her way. And everything just starts shaking. Yeah. Anyway.
She's like a bull in the china shop.
So
you were going to ask Terry something, but she's gone.
Yeah, I was going to ask Terry, do you ride by yourself?
No.
Okay. So you're riding with
Well, that's why I got the big bagger now. She's got the queen seat in the back. Before she just had a back brace. Now she's got a full seat. She's got speakers. And now in our older life, I stopped, riding the bar hopper bikes. And now I'm in the Cadillacs of bikes.
And next year, he's probably going to have to trade it in on a trike.
Yeah. My knees are going bad. My hip is, I'll probably go to a trike.
Yeah. I've heard those Can-Ams are a lot of fun.
Yeah, those aren't bikes.
Or you could trade it in.
Okay.
Well, see, they're not allowed in our association. They have to be a traditional bike, 500 cc's or bigger.
So you can't trade it in on a tractor.
No. But
Part
of our association is that not all veterans can join the Combat Veterans Motorcycle Association. We have what you call as a 201 file, and they document. They call it something else now, but it documents all your military history throughout your career. And in order to join us, hence the word combat vets, you had to have served in a combat zone in order to join ours. You can join if you're a military veteran, but you join as a support member of the combat veterans. And we're in every state. We have chapters in every state. Some, like Texas, has like 8 or 9 or 12 chapters in the state of Texas. Hawaii, Guam, Korea, Japan, Germany, all over England. We have combat vets everywhere. Canada. So we're represented everywhere. And it's just, like I said, for me, it's fulfilling to continue the mission of supporting my brothers and sisters until the day I die, because I have that much love for them. And it's like I tell her, I turn the TV on, like when I'll watch something and all of a sudden they're playing taps. I cry like a baby.
Oh, I cry at taps. So they play.
So I turn it off and I don't even. I think the hardest part for me in the military was saying goodbye to my children. Every time I deployed, I mean, I've been on 8 combat deployments and over my career. And I mean, saying goodbye to them when they were infants, when I went down to Panama, when we went down there to get Noriega, I was in the 5th Infantry Division out of Fort Polk, saying goodbye to a brand new baby. I got to be there. The next day I was gone. And then when they got older, it got harder because they showed the emotion, but it was such a thrill to come back home to see them. But you miss so much. I mean, 22 years of marriage, 2 boys, only being at home for 9 years. So when I see videos, I turn them off when like something comes up where, hey, we're going to surprise these kids and their military mom or dad's going to come home. I turn it off right away because I bawl like a baby. I don't care where I'm at because I feel guilty for putting them through that. So that's hard. And that's all part of PTSD. People don't realize you don't have to be in combat to have PTSD. It's traumatic moments in your life, car accidents, emotional stress. And if you ever have your kids and someone told you today, you have to go, your country needs you, and they snatch you up and they send you to a foreign country and you can't see your kids for a year or more. I mean, that's hard.
That's something our government really needs to look into too, because
I mean, they're getting better on screening them and stuff like that. Because when I came back, everybody lied about everything.
Well, and it's not
because you didn't want to be stigmatized as that person with a problem. And now, I mean, they're stepping up as soon as they come back, and they're doing a lot better job than they did before. Because when I redeployed, the chaplain would stand up. I remember this clear as night. We went to Bosnia for a year, separating the Muslims and the Serbs from each other, from killing each other. We came back after a year, and the chaplain stood up and he goes, "This is your redeployment briefing." And I go, "Okay. Now, remember, when you get home, don't hit your dog and make sure you pet your wife." And everybody goes, "What?" He goes, "Oh, wait a minute. Reverse that." He goes, "Don't kick your dog, but make sure you hug your wife. And remember, you're not the boss anymore." That was my whole reintegration back from a combat zone to going back home to my family. And it is changed so much. And I'm so proud that the military actually recognized that this is a serious problem, and that they're doing something about it to make life a lot easier, because the deployments are, I mean, come on, the last 20 years, 30 years, we've been deployed for 30 something years since 1990. These soldiers are coming into the military knowing they were going to go to either Afghanistan, Iraq, Saudi Arabia. They were going somewhere in the Middle East where nobody liked them, and we were paying them to be in their country to stop all this aggression. And they knew it. So I'm so proud of the kids. I know their parents, if they're on here, they're saying, "Are you crazy?" But they know what they were getting into before they joined, and they were willing to do it. For a man to lay down his life for his brother, you could never ask for more than that. And that's the way I said it in my video, that when you say thank you to somebody that's a veteran, you have to remember that throughout history, I have a relative, his name was Colonel Peter Locke, and he was a colonel in George Washington's, one of his infantry brigades during the Revolutionary War. That's where my family starts. and comes up to me. And the number of people who have died for this country so that we can live the way we live, we can say what we want to say, we can do most things that we want to do, that they laid their lives down for us. Okay? That's the ultimate sacrifice. I'm about to freaking cry my eyes out because I know so many people who have died in the uniform. I remember zipping up bags in the desert. And when people forget that, our patriotism leaves us. And that's what we got to bring back. Okay? We're a family. Okay? Nobody talks about my family, or someone's getting stomped in the mud. Okay? That's our country. That's the way we should be. People call us arrogant Americans around the world. It's not arrogant. We know it. If we weren't, then we'd be arrogant about it. But it's true. So many countries rely on us so their country doesn't get torn apart. If you knew the billions of dollars that we send to every country to be our friends, and they're still not our friends, what we could do with that money to improve our military, to improve our own country, for the people and our way of life in our country, we wouldn't be in debt. And that is why I'm so proud to be a veteran. And I'm so proud of everybody that's serving today, past and present. That's why we should say thank you to the old guy in a cane or a wheelchair wearing his USS Nimitz hat in the Walmart, because they made a decision that they were willing to give up their life for. I mean, come on, there's 19 million veterans right now on the roll. 19 million. There's 1.4 million people in the military today that are active duty. 1.4 million protecting the freedoms of 350 million people. God, you should be so thankful that someone stepped forward and let you have a ranch. Let me have a homestead. Let me live my life in the prettiest country in the world. Yeah. So that's what I think about our veterans. That's what I think about Veterans Day every year. I know we have Memorial Day, and that's hard on me too, because I get all these invitations to the memorial services and all that kind of stuff, and I don't go to them.
I'd be hiding out.
Because I couldn't hold it together.
I'd be hiding out in my closet, just sitting there, watching YouTube videos on happy things like bunnies and rainbows and cheerful things.
I didn't mean to be a Debbie Downer, but I just want our country to be the patriotic country that we were during and after World War II.
World War II.
World War I.
Yeah.
I mean, Vietnam, I was so ashamed of how we treated our Vietnam veterans coming back during the 60s and the early 70s and stuff like that. But, and I know there's a lot of hard feelings with that, but those guys, that many people who die in a foreign country and a lot of them are MIA. They're still laying in the mud somewhere as skeletons in a foreign country. We haven't got them all back yet, even in Korea. So just know, our veterans got to know that our country really loves them. They're not showing it all the time with the freedoms that we have and that we're given. But when they really stop and think about it, you couldn't ask for a better country to live in.
I think it's one thing about being a homeschool mom and being a homeschool family is I'm able to teach my children about pride in the USA, pride that I was taught back in the 80s growing up, because when I was growing up, you were proud to be an American. We sang God Bless America. We said the pledge every morning You know, you had the morning that you sang God Bless America every single morning. That was just what we did. And, you know, teaching your kids about that. You know, my his brother was in the honor guard in front, and he did one. He was able to have the opportunity on a Memorial Day, I believe, at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier in Arlington National Cemetery. And the pictures from that day, there's a still picture of my brother-in-law standing there, and I can't even look at it without crying. Like, I'm just like, "Oof," because he's not even doing anything special, but he is special at that moment because he's standing there in like the place of like, it's
Yeah.
Well, I think for, the thing is for, especially for me is my dad. I don't know if you got a chance to see him when he was first up here, but
Thank him for his service for us.
absolutely. And that's the thing is that this is a man, like I was saying, I give him a hard time because he has like this beacon where it's just like, and he's able to run right to this person. He always knows who it is. But, I think, watching him do that has given me an appreciation to do that as well.
my kids too.
And my kids. But, one thing was my dad was from a little town in West Virginia. And my uncle, as he had mentioned, was in Vietnam. And it was, for us growing up, I always thought that Uncle Jim just had a hard time hearing, like he was just getting old. And it wasn't until probably the 90s when he started having support groups that they would meet. He's part of the
Black Horse.
The Black Horse group.
I'm
And so he would go and meet other Vietnam vets that were in his division or whatever. And they would meet in different areas around the country.
And he was a medic too. So he saw.
He saw everything. And the thing was that one day when my grandmother was getting put into a retirement home, we came across a newspaper clipping, and he had a Purple Heart. He had a Medal of Honor.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Uncle Jim did this? And after he started meeting with these other vets and had the support, he was able to tell us the things that I never understood before, when he was overly cautious about things, or because everybody called him Doc, because as Monica said, he was the medic. And every time somebody got hurt, he would look at it and say, you need to go do this to it, or, and it came full circle when he was able to explain, this is why my ears don't work anymore.
He was really able to verbalize all the things. And it's true trauma that he came back with. And then he was forced to just sit with it for so long. And shame on the people out there that don't acknowledge that, meaning the government that didn't acknowledge that. Shame on them as a people that just told all these amazing men and women that fought to just push it down in there and you'll be fine. You'll be okay. Or whatever. It makes me so like angry at the people who were just ignorant. And it just makes me sad and brokenhearted for the people who have went through it. And just to see his Uncle Jim, who was like literally the nicest guy, but just so quiet and stoic. And it took me a long time to realize why. And I was like, that's why.
My grandfather, he drank a lot after he got out.
A lot of people do.
And he was in Korea, and he was a medic in Korea, and he was actually from West Virginia too, which is so strange. But he was from Strange Creek, West Virginia. But he got out, and towards the end, he switched over and he became a mess hall chef. And then when he got out, he started a restaurant, was doing pretty good, but he went out drinking all the time to bury this stuff that he saw. And he ended up slipping and falling on some ice. And then he went out the next night drinking, come home, fell in the hallway, and was a quadriplegic after that. So that's how I remember my grandfather from the time I was 4 or 5 years old until he passed. And he lived a fairly long life after that. He had to sit there and listen to my grandma all the time. I don't know. He couldn't get up and leave.
Honorary old soldier yelling from his bed.
And he never talked about any of that. You never heard him talk about military stories at all.
I will tell you that attention, Terry's wearing it right here, Project 22, represents the 22 veterans that die every single day from suicide.
Wow.
I will tell you that it's real, that I've gotten letters that,
I have personal friends
that somebody passed away, they took their life and stuff like that, because everybody deals with chaos and tragedy and violence in different ways. And you can't control how your mind handles that. Now, I don't have feelings of, when I've seen people die and stuff like that, I have a sadness, but I never turn to drugs, alcohol, or anything that I would think that was going to depress what I was feeling. But is it real? Yes, it is absolutely real. Is it uncontrollable when you're trying to do self-medication? Yes, that does never work. I tell people it's like you're married. You have two sides and you're married, just like in a regular marriage, and you're fighting and you're fighting and you're fighting. Oh no, we can handle this. We can fix stuff. You can't, because you were good at breaking it all up and fighting and arguing, just like an alcoholic. Oh, I can stop whenever I want. No, you can't. Okay, so it takes somebody else to intervene, and that's if you have a veteran in your home, if you have a teenager in your home, if you have anybody in your home, in your family, and you see the signs of suicide, do not ever be afraid to step in and ask them, are they thinking about suicide? Okay. How many parents have you seen? I didn't see the signs. I didn't see the signs. I didn't. Trust me, the signs were there. Okay. Drew Carey tried to commit suicide 3 times, and someone stepped in each time. And in the military, we have a suicide awareness training, and Drew Carey is on that film talking about his bouts with suicide and what he was thinking and how nobody came and asked him the question. And each time when it started in college, he wanted to kill himself. But an upperclassman, he said, came over and said, hey, dude, and set him down. But he stopped that one episode. And until you get professional help, and don't do like some places, your help comes in a little pill bottle, because that's not coping and managing your stress or your PTSD. So we support the 22, and we give to that organization to help our veterans to get mental help they need. I'm so proud of, not very often I say this, but I'm so proud of our government for revamping the VA, and
they still got work to do.
To employ more psychologists rather than more doctors to give them a bottle of pills to deal with their anxiety and stuff like that. So I applaud that. But I don't think I'd ever change anything in my life. If I was physically able and danger came to our shores, I'd be gone. I'd be helping out any way I can. So many people, you see these kids in the hospital, they're amputees, and they're begging, hey, I can walk on this fake leg. Can I go back to my unit? Can I go back to my unit? They're still deployed, and they just lost a leg or an arm, and they have a prosthetic, and they want to go back to their unit, to their family. And that just tells me the strength of our soldiers and troops in arms that we have that serve our country. That 3% that truly would lay their life down for all of us. So,
well, it definitely takes a special person Um, you know, fortunately or unfortunately, I guess it depends on how you look at it. I haven't dealt with that a whole lot. But I mean, that's why we wanted to make this a special night. And I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that we had Tammy on, my dad on. I think it's been a really great show, program, whatever you want to call it. I'm watching a lot of this chat over here, and I feel almost like it's becoming therapeutic almost for people to be able to just say these things. And I can't, as I shared earlier with my friend that's deployed, I don't know a lot of people in the military, but it's almost like when I see somebody like that, I can't imagine. I can't imagine because I haven't done it. But it's so hard. I mean, I struggle sometimes going to work each day and having to leave my family. I'd rather be home with them. To think of what these people are doing day in and day out, and that's the thing that really gets me, going back and looking at like the Vietnam thing, is that it was never the choice of any of those servicemen to say, send me over to Vietnam. I just want to go over there and fight somebody.
Yeah.
They were doing what they were told to do, and to not reward them the way they should have been is a killer. And I highlighted it here a minute ago that somebody said the VA is doing better. The thing is, it's like anything else in life. It's like homesteading. It's never going to be perfect, but you're always striving to make it better.
Yeah.
And to me, that makes me feel better knowing that there are steps being taken. And I don't think anybody would agree that we're where we need to be, but at least we're taking steps to get there.
When you invite us to come on, I've seen things all day long about, think of that and doing all this stuff, and it's all uplifting and stuff like that. And I thought to myself, for so many people, it's not uplifting like that. And I think that people who don't know need to know. And I'm not portraying the military as the villain and stuff like that. It's a way of life. We have to have it. And I guess I just want them to know why they're saying thank you for serving our country, or going into the military and stuff like that. I mean, hey, they're in the military. We got to thank them, and that's it.
There's
But what they go through from day one, when that guy in the brown round is yelling at you to get your, fanny perpendicular off that bus, and you've got 2 seconds to get off, and then they start, and you're from small town USA, where you have great parents, a great family, you go to church every day, and this guy is yelling and slobbering on you and making you feel like you're nothing, and then build you up as a team after your first 4 weeks, and then your next weeks to your 8th week, all of a sudden they're building you back up and you can't do nothing wrong. That's called indoctrination. Okay. That's getting to take, like in my basic training, we had 65 people in my platoon, and nobody was from the same hometown. And you got to get all these people, the genders, the races, and everybody to come together in what looks like a vegetable soup bowl, and then mold them together, and they came up looking like prime beef. That's what your kids go through. That's the stress they go through every single day. Having somebody yell at you at breakfast, and you're trying to digest something in 15 seconds after you sit down. That's what our kids go through. I didn't know that when I went in.
Well, I can say the other
And
side of this.
people just got to understand what you're thanking our veterans for.
Yeah. And I can tell you, a lot of people don't get it. The parents of some of these soldiers don't get it. They don't understand, because I used to have a flower shop. My family had a flower shop, and I lived right outside Fort Leonard Wood. And we'd get these parents calling up, oh, I want to send my son, daughter, birthday balloons and flowers, and they're in basic. I'm like, you really don't want to do
This
that.
is the flower shop off post saying, ma'am, you really don't want to do that too.
Don't want to do that. And they're like, oh no, it's fine. I asked, they said it's okay. I'm like, you really don't want to do that. They didn't get it. And I would take the flowers out there and the drill sergeant would get them. And I felt so bad.
Yeah, you're going to earn that. You're going to earn that.
Because, they drilled into them. So people don't understand.
Yeah.
They don't get what these guys go through.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's pretty, I think I look at it too differently now because we obviously have my brother-in-law who was in the military. I have really good friends. We used to when we lived in Maryland, we grew up, my dad worked at Fort Meade. He worked for Department of Defense. He never was in the military, but we had so many friends and we would have friends for a little bit and then they would leave.
Yep.
Have friends for a little bit longer and then they'd leave. And it was so hard to say goodbye to people, especially as we became older and we were married young and we made good friends and then they would go. And I'm like, man, our people are leaving us. But as an adult now, my very best friend that I had since I was a kid, she has 3 kids, 2 boys. They're the same age as my 2 oldest. And then a little girl who's about 10 and a half years younger. I mean, she's definitely a lot younger. She's the baby. And, her 2 boys, her oldest just enlisted earlier this year. Yeah, actually the end of last year. And she called me just crying, just bawling. And she's like, he's gone. He got on them. And when she finally heard from him, he was breaking. She said his voice was just broken. And she's like, Monica, I could tell he was crying. And I'm like, I hope he wasn't crying. Oh, Jesus, please, Lord, don't let him be crying for real. But she said he just sounded like he was going to lose it. And she just spoke to him as quickly and calmly. And I told her, I said, whenever you talk to him, you have to be his rock. You have to be calm. You have to just tell him you're proud of him and you're going to see him really soon.
Yeah.
And now she's about to say goodbye to her second boy. And he's getting ready to leave in about a week and a half. And so he's leaving right before Thanksgiving. And she's just a mess because, they're both wanting jobs that are pretty important. And, it's just hard for me to be there and say, it's going to be fine. Because he's already done it once. So I think it's a little bit maybe easier, but I don't think it's any easier to say goodbye to your second boy and know that, you don't know where they're going to be, but you know that it's going to be a different life than what you've given them because she babied these boys for a long time.
And I'll tell you that,
I'm proud of her and
a lot of friends of mine that are drill sergeants, they have over the years, their dropout rate from basic training where the kids just collapse mentally and they can't handle it and stuff like that is greater than any time in the history of the military. And that has a lot to do with, like I went to a training class about 2 or 3 years ago. And I say, well, someone said something about, the kids that come in the military, they're so weak and da-da-da-da. And the guy looked at me and he said, well, you came into the military in the 70s. And I go, well, maybe it's just, their kids now are just a bunch of snowflakes, I said. And he goes, yeah, but it's your fault. I go, excuse me, my fault? He goes, yeah. He goes, your fault, your parents' fault. It ain't the kid's fault. And I go, I don't understand it. And he says, okay, look at it this way. When I was growing up, we had a thing called latchkey kids. Why? The 60s were over and moms were going to work, dads were going to work. They give their key to each one of their kids. They come home, they babysit themselves, they're on their own. So these kids grow up being loners. They're taking care of themselves. So then they pass that on to their children, okay? And then those children pass it on till we get to the generation now. Now that we have more people. Now, granted, I was a drill sergeant, and I did this to people. We're not good parents in the military. You came from good parents, but guess what? This is the nightmare parent that you never want in your life is a drill sergeant. And our job by doctrine was to break you down as a group. okay, where you couldn't turn left or right, you were doing something wrong all the time and you couldn't do it. Then while you're evaluating their training, they get to a certain point where somebody's in there and you're watching this. Hey man, you got to straighten up and you got to do this and you got to do that. Now they're helping each other. They didn't know each other 4 weeks before that. And all of a sudden, in order for them not to be punished, because we believe in mass punishment in the military, okay, they're helping each other out. They're fighting like a family should fight, and you're not doing this right, and they're helping each other. This is how you shine your boot. Every time you get messed up, we get docked and we're going to go do something. And it's not getting a liberty or something like that. And then all of a sudden they're starting to do that and you're watching them as they're growing. And then by the time they graduate, they're just a lean, mean fighting machine and they know it. Okay. Ask any Marine. The breakdown process happens. And then from when they're broke down, the building process starts. And that's what they do to your children. Okay. So when I say in my video, you were normal when you walked into the recruiter's office, you were a normal kid. The day you stepped off that bus, you were never normal again. And you will never be normal again as you knew it. And then they send you off to war. You come back. But society wants you, they don't, whatever you went through, that you went through it. Society, the courts, everybody wants you to be normal like everybody else. How do you be normal after the missions you had to pull and the things that you've seen? You'll never be normal again because you're thriving. They have a training thing where soldiers are on a bell curve and you're ramping up. You're doing training. You're getting ready for deployment. And then all of a sudden, boom, you're at the top. You're going on missions. There's bombs going off. You're getting shot at. On and on and on is happening. And you're up here. You start building up this adrenaline resistance inside your body. Now all of a sudden, war's over. You're going back home and you got to be down here with everybody else. How do you do that? How do you do that in your brain after what you've gone through? How do you do that again? It is so hard. And that's why we have so many veterans that are drug dependent, alcohol dependent, and they just need the help. And that's why we volunteer in organizations that give to help these veterans make it through all this stuff. Do they all make it? No, they don't. That's why there's 22 dead every single day. But if we can save one, if we can save one person out of 22 every single day, I say that's a success in some form.
So Mike, we're up against our time.
I love it. Thank you so much for all this.
Yeah, really, really appreciate it. Like I said, I feel like this has been very therapeutic. I'm listening to you and I'm watching the chat. It's been fantastic. When is your video being dropped on your veterans?
As soon as it uploads tonight.
It should be uploaded now. As soon as we're done here, I'll hit and it'll be up.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, everybody make sure, real quick, I want to say hi to Grilling and Chilling with Mojo, and then the Okie or our Okie Homestead just jumped in.
We got Lisa over at Yogi Hollow just bawling because she deals with mental health people.
Yeah.
People, that sounds really rude, but you know what I mean. But she deals with a lot of different people. With
Who's that?
Lisa over at Yogi Hollow.
Oh yeah.
And so and she's got such a sweetheart too.
Yes.
She's always awesome.
So
yeah, well, you made me cry. So, and that's not usually hard to do, but I try to cry off camera so that.
Well, at least you didn't
I see your makeup's all messed up.
Yeah, it is. It's all like
Just
it's gonna be all clumped up on my eyelashes. I only wear eye makeup, so it's only this much I can mess up, but it's gonna be bad.
Well, we really appreciate you guys being here for sure. If anybody in here is not checked out, Mike and Terry over at MT Homestead, make sure you swing over there. Check
And we're
this
not
stuff
always
out.
downers. Oh.
No.
Hey,
No.
if anybody has a kid or a relative that's getting ready or they're thinking about joining the military, you can get them in touch with me because I'm going to tell them the truth.
That's
Okay? Because I know as a recruiter, I did everything I could and said whatever I could to get that kid to sign on the line. So I was a drill sergeant. I recruited. I was like the two devils on your shoulder, okay? Because that was my job, okay? And I was down in New Orleans when I did that. And we'd have like 200 or 300 kids probably per day almost. And maybe we get in one or two because they couldn't pass the background checks. They just want to get out of New Orleans and get a job other than what they were doing. So,
Well, thank you so much for doing the jobs that you do now, as well as what you've done in the past, because what you're doing now is so important. Just, I mean, it speaks volumes to the character that God has built in you through all of these things. And like you said, I think you just said earlier that you wouldn't change the things, you wouldn't change what you've been through, because here you are now, and God allows us to go through things that are really crappy a lot of times, but that's so that we can be used in ways that we never expected to help people maybe avoid some of that junk that we went through.
well, they say God never gives you more than you can handle. And there's been some times I thought God thought I was a badass.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm going to tell you that I was born a Catholic. I stepped away from the church for years and years. And then all of a sudden I found Jesus in the middle of Iraq, in the middle of the desert. That's when I needed him the most. And I am a God-fearing man from that day forward. And sometimes you just need to, God needs to push you in the back or slap you in the back of the head like, Big Mama did when you were growing up. Sometimes you just need the slap in the head to say, hey, wake up. Because I truly believe and a priest told me this one time. You say you're a Christian. You say you were raised this way. But do you have a relationship? And I go, what are you talking about? He goes, think of this. God's sitting upstairs and he's reading the Holy Gazette. Having his coffee in the morning, reading the Holy Gazette. And he goes, oh man, some guy named Bob just got in a car accident. He goes, oh my gosh. Oh, Mike just got in a car accident and he's in the hospital. Oh my gosh. And he reacts. That's the difference between when there's no meaningful relationship and you read a headline, you go, oh, okay. All right. And then all of a sudden you look over here and somebody somebody that's built a relationship with you, something happens to them and he goes, oh my gosh, stop. Okay. Then all of a sudden you see a miracle happen. That's what a relationship with God is to me. And if you don't build a relationship, you can't have a relationship without work. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with dirtying your knees and reading the words in red.
Yep.
That will save your life.
And see, this is why you're being used the way you're being used now. And I just keep looking back, and it's just so amazing to hear your amazing progress and testimony, because that's who you are. You've been created uniquely for what you are doing right now. And just being on YouTube and, getting Terry to get on YouTube and do all this with you, and to be the couple that you are, to be an encouragement, to stand in the gap for people that need you to be there before you realized it. God was there for you before you realized how much you needed him. And now you're able to stand in the gap for so many people that need you. And thank you. So you are the perfect person to have on here. You both are the perfect people to have here today. And God knew that.
Okay.
And that's why,
We're okay. I will
that's
say
why God knew what we need to do tonight. So, when we come on here, we just want to be able to share and be able to do something to give people a break from the junk that's outside of this.
Yeah.
And even this, sometimes when it's deep and it's real, it's still so much better than the garbage that's on TV. Although Hallmark movies are coming back now, and Hallmark Christmas movies.
It's real garbage. Yeah.
It's on TV.
Yeah.
But
Well, thank you for having us.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
I'm so thankful for tonight. This was a very nice night, and I appreciate you all so much.
Yeah. So if you're in here, you haven't had a chance to check them out, go do that. They're also on Instagram. Check them out over there. And then also check out the Project 22.
Yep.
We've put a couple things in there. Do you want to plug your shirt there, Mike?
Nope. It's on our merch store, but we're going to be sending you guys
Oh, that's on your merch store?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Okay,
We might have to get one for your dad for Christmas. He's not
Okay.
watching now. He's sleeping.
Yeah. Send us an email with your shirt sizes and your dad's shirt size.
Did you get our shirt, by the way?
I did.
Okay, good.
Okay,
Yeah.
now I have to ask this question because last night somebody, I think maybe it was Jesse, was asking for a 4X shirt,
Yeah.
and you were giving him a hard time, and I'm like, wait a minute,
Because we
Mike-
know what
Mike-
size he is.
wait, but Mike also asked for a 4X shirt.
I am a 4X. I know Jesse. Jesse says he goes, I like to ask for 4Xs because I wash the crap out of them and I shrink them to a 3X.
And that's why he asked for a 4.
And if I'll get a shirt like from Bonfire and a 3X I look like stuffed sausage. Okay.
Yeah, I feel you on
And
that one.
so I always ask for a 4X and I shrink it down because they all shrink. Okay.
Yep.
Even if you get a high quality one and then these really soft ones and stuff like that, they don't fit me for nothing. So I ask for a 4X and I shrink them down to a 3X. But Jesse does it. And he wants it for a night shirt.
I guess.
I got to get all my clothes larger in the wintertime because for some reason everything shrinks a lot more in the
Well, when you're wearing
wintertime.
long johns and stuff, some long handles and stuff underneath.
All these, well, I think all the holiday treats makes my shirts shrink.
Yeah,
so.
that's I've been baking like mad. So I'm like, okay.
Hey, and if you
it's
guys
winter.
ever get together with that meetup, we live in North Texas. You know that, right?
Yeah,
I tell everybody we live in North Texas.
yeah. The very North Texas, right
yeah.
over the line, North Texas.
It's only a couple hour drive for us.
You're right there.
Yeah,
That's right.
Right over here somewhere.
But did you know that Oklahoma used to fill in that whole gap because it was part of Texas?
I did know that. Yeah, I did know that.
So that's why I call us North Texas, because when you guys leave, we're going with you.
You're only probably about a couple hours away because
Yeah.
when we drove
We're
cattle.
2.5 hours from the Dallas airport.
Okay, so we drove north and we drove a bunch of cattle up towards that
McAllister.
McAllister.
That's where I'm from.
Yeah, we drove a bunch of cattle up there, and it was like a nice day trip for us. We just
Yeah.
took a day trip, dropped them off, turned
Oh,
around.
so
came back.
you went to the cell barn right there next to Key
Yeah.
Equipment.
Big sale
Yeah.
barn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
big cell barn, McAllister.
where they have
Yep.
tractors.
Where they have tractors.
They do have tractors there.
I know. I got a map with little dots all over.
Every time the word tractor comes up, the chat is filled with
Just
these.
tractors. Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody's rooting for Terry. Tractors. He needs a tractor.
That's funny.
Terry don't want me to buy one.
Well, that's right. They're rooting for you.
Yeah.
Well,
And then they
thank
feel
you
sorry
so
for her, and
much.
then they give her a couple of dollars for the
For the
chicken fund. I'm telling you, it's a gateway drug.
Mhm.
Chickens, yeah, they are.
Yeah. But anyway, thank you for having us.
Yeah, no, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. I see Mountain Grandma sitting here, Tammy. If anybody's in here that hasn't had a chance, go over to her channel as well.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Check her songs out. They're even better because of the way they record them when they're doing the video themselves. Not to say it wasn't awesome anyway, but
Yes.
really appreciate everybody being here tonight. Make sure you hit that thumbs up if you haven't had a chance to subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. Give the thumbs up. Go check everybody out. Make sure you keep supporting each other. Don't forget about the community tab that Monica put a video out about with small businesses. Try to support them people. Those people are trying to put their kids in school, trying to feed the kids. A lot of people losing jobs right now. It's a great way to really support our communities.
Yep.
And Mike and Terry, thank you again. Hey, who likes great lives? Great servicemen that serve our country so that we can have a good homestead.
Farmers' wives
Right.
do.
And farmers do too. Thank you guys so much. Till
See
next
ya.
time.
Bye.
See ya.
Peace.